can't actually attempt to do it in a relatively short amount of time, but I will review the inversions that we've been discussing, because could be really confusing when you get on these inversions. But basically, this thing is playing out really beautifully. There's a lot of nice similarities to this and this, right? We'll get into that in a second here, but look at this, perfect, right? So we talked about how this is, the inverted top. So let's just flip over the chart real quick, and we look at that as a top right there. And then we pull some Fibonacci's, right? What do we see? Ooh, right? We see a 702 retracement. What do we think? We think maybe that's going to be reversal, right? Because if this is a top, what do we have over here? Do we have right? A, B, C. Oh, where's that C going to go? We don't know. Where is it going to wrench us to on the inversion? We don't know. If I go on this way, it looks like maybe more like something like that, right? Maybe in these prices. Who knows? Let's go to our respective inverted 702. And then you see in M, right? But this is the inversion. But either way, what's that M doing? It's going to send them in this direction, right? So now that we've done that, whoops, let's flip it back over. All right, now we see, we can look at inverse Fibonacci's. Nothing wrong with that. You can tell where these suckers could reverse, right? 702s go all the which ways around. This thing could push lower for sure. Either way, looks like a pretty decent size ABC correction you got coming in here, which kind of sets up, this whole idea of a potential massive, W pattern here, right? One of these deals or something, who knows where, who knows when, but probably a W of some kind, so what does that do? That's our three-headed reversal structure. You zoom out on it and you see our big old three-headed, one left shoulder, head, right shoulder, or we could even call them three heads. And this is going to be that, here, I'll get rid of this actually. You're forming that where that C is right here. That's that far shoulder, right? But it's got to be big. It's got to be grand. It's got to be similar to this one. It's got to be kind of like at least, or maybe not as grand, because this was kind of the Bitcoin blow off top moment, right? We're kind of looking for just maybe some more complacent style movement like we had back here in the fall of 2021. This was good movement, but it was pretty complacent, like low trading volume compared to this, right? You know what I'm saying? So here we could also have, a relatively low trading volume rally, because what have we talked about? As Bitcoin's coming into this retracement here, we're going to see a lot of that rotation from the whales. The whales are going to rotate that capital. They're going to put it in those cheap assets. The ones I'm talking about. But let's just do one more review. Look what happened to the Dow Jones this week. Oh, if you look at it right side up, it looks like a wave one and a wave two, right? Wave one and wave two. It's perfect. Oh my God, it literally is. So look at this. Hold on. Perfect 5-wave move here. Ready? 1, 2. There's 3. 4. What happens? 5 pokes a little bit above, right? Always so classic, right? And that's all within wave 1 up, right? Okay, and then what do we got forming here? Oh, yeah, we do. Got a perfect ABC correction right here coming in, fractaling out. You know what? We'd expect it to probably hold, though, right here. Woo! That's cutting it close, isn't it? Right? Because we want to hold. I even pushed that too far down. But these things, these things can get out of order here. But technically, you'd still want to hold. You'd still want to hold above around this area. But look at that, though, right? It's pretty critical. I will say it's pretty critical. But look at a beautiful confluence here, right? I mean, yeah, this thing's blowing the hell out of proportion. But you know what? Literally, like I've always said, it doesn't actually really matter how high this W shape ends up going, right? At some point, this is going to reverse. And when you make a huge rally on any asset, you're going to start to get some selling pressure. So the higher the DXY goes, the closer we are to the reversal. You know what I mean? So it's just like literally any moment. And then you're having some pretty good confluence with the Bitcoin setup. Let's zoom in. Let's review what I was talking about with that reversal structure that's kind of coming in clearly here. This is what I'm saying. Like, this is a massive M setup here, right? You see that M? It's kind of ugly, but it's not that ugly. I mean, we'll compare it to something. Hold on. We'll compare it to another M that was kind of a setup like this, where it's just like really reaching deep, but coming into that 702 inverted, which makes sense. And then that's a pretty nice M shape, right? Kind of reminds me of this one. This M shape here. I don't know if that's clear, but you see an M right here. Let's try to make that clear. But you start to see the M's forming, and then you know there's like going to be some bullishness, right? So you see an M right here. But this M, this is a ugly ass deep crab right here. Look at this M. I like this one right here. This one. That's what you want to see. Like those reachers, that leg reacher, that's kind of good. And when the leg gets dramatic like that, yep, look what happens, right? You know what I'm saying? So this kind of reminds me of that, right? It just does a little bit. That leg is reaching down. You have a really clear M, like on a visual level, like just as in terms of like a visual harmonic pattern, because these things are visual, like harmonic patterns, like waves and things, right? They look like M's and W's, right? That looks like an M. That looks like a freaking M, right? And the leg is reaching down. It looks pretty good. And coming into that 702 for that ABC correction, that B leg right here, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like you're so close to a reversal. But then you look even further down the line here, and you look at certain setups here, and you look at these beat to hell coins right here, like XLM. What does that look like? Does that look like an M might be forming there? It might only be the beginning of a reversal M structure, but look previously in XLM. What do you see? You don't see any M's, do you? You really don't see too many M's in this chart back here. This is the clearest one that I'm seeing, and it's barely even that clear, right? We're going to have to probably get another couple of good clear M's before this thing really gets ready to take off, but that looks pretty strong. And then you look at ZRX, like I said last time, sort of showing us the way that's going on. You kind of have that massive M right here, like this run, right? You start to see an M show up. See this really ugly, sort of decrepit, foreshadowy M, but then you see the real good M. And I was committed to ZRX. I literally was absolutely buying down at this bottom here. I started buying here early, and then I kept going down here, and like, holy hell, it was so basic that it hurts, right? And then up here, start to see a nice little M up here. It's just like, you know, this thing is got some bullish momentum, and this sucker might pull you back way down to form some other ugly, decrepit M. Do you see that could potentially forming here? You could literally have something like this. Like, look at the variations. Consider the variations. What kind of weird M could you be forming here? I don't even know. This could be way too ugly, but like, no, that's not too ugly. You know what you call it? Like this kind of M. You know what you call that when you have where the A is lower than the C? That's the shark. Right? So the C is higher than the A. They call that the shark pattern, right? So this could be like that. I don't know though, but yeah, there's definitely going to be more downside, and I've held my firepower because I think you're going to get sucked into hell a little bit because Bitcoin looks like it might reverse up here, and when it reverses, it's probably going to regain some dominance. You know how that goes, right? When the Bitcoin price starts to go up, it regains dominance. So the altcoins sort of like hang out, or sometimes they even go lower and stuff. But then you're starting to get that push and pull effect of the waves, you know, of the liquidity, where the liquidity of Bitcoin starts to kind of seep out into those undervalued altcoins, right? And look, I'll show you another one that I like to see, this M, SNX. Look at that M. That's a good M forming. Don't you see? Could go a lot deeper, but you know, it's like you're starting to get those bullish M fractals showing up in the matrix pattern, right? And the thing is, this is just a little fractal, you know, microcosm of this one, right? So it's just like, oh yeah, like you're getting so close. You're getting so close here. It's insane. And by so close, I mean it could still be like another like 6 months or a year. I don't know, man. I really don't care because literally, you know, you guys got that hustle. You get that cash flow. You can buy all the way to zero, and that's the point. That's what you got to do. So commit to buying all the way to zero and realize like these moves, like this is a new style. Who does this, right? You just buy all the way to zero. That's insane. Yep. No, that's what you do. That's how you manage risk. You know what managing risk is? Never losing a cent. That's what managing risk is. I don't care about time because I can protect myself from ever losing a cent if I just use time to my advantage, meaning be patient, meaning I'm not waiting for this market to pop off at any second. I'm literally super committed to buying all the way to zero. So the more time I have to buy, the more cash that I'll have over time. Deeper I'll invest, the more coins I own. So the lower the market goes, the more coins I own. That's just how this goes. So this is all beautiful M's of opportunity and just beauty and things. And then when you start to see the DXY, it's like blowing off its top. I mean, what the hell? You know, I mean, come on. Oh man, I don't need to go. This thing, I'll just show you one. There's a big, massive W showing up here. Really massive W's. That's one. You know, we were looking at this W fractal. Well, there's also this bigger even one. And you know what? It could do a 1618 based on this even older structure. You know, it could reach, you know, who cares? I don't know. It doesn't matter, man. This thing is it's having a blow off top. US dollar, let it have its moment. Let it blow off its top, you know, and put all those super high valued US dollars in cryptos. I don't know which ones. It's up to you based on price and things, but like bond, yeah, I'm buying bond, dude. I am buying. I committed a long time ago to buy bond all the way to zero. I've already committed that. I committed that up here. I committed to buying bond to zero all the way up here. People are like, dude, you have lost so much on bond. I'm like, no, I haven't lost anything on bond. I've never pressed the sell button a single time, dude. So what do you mean? I haven't gained anything either, except for more bond coins. I've just gained more bond coins. The lower the sucker goes, the more bond coins I'm going to own. You know what I'm saying, dude? Like, oh man, dude. All right, dude. Go, dude.
Play with fire and you get higher.